So I never realized how much bad my sleep was until I read Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. Before I read this book, to me, like, I slept, pretty well. Well, actually, I got this book because I was like, I don't know a lot of things about sleep, and I was like, when you don't know a lot of things about something, well, you don't really know how to do the thing well, right? So I always had really shitty sleep all of my life. I was always sleep deprived. I would go to bed at 4 a.m. When I was 16 years old, I would go to bed at 4 a.m., wake up at like 8 to go to school. It was terrible. I was really tired, and I knew it was some bad habits, but there's a lot of things that we don't tell other people, and these are the things that I want to teach you in this video. So things that maybe you will have already heard, but there's some things that I don't think that you already heard, because I learned it in Why We Sleep, and that's a really science-based book. So there's a lot of things that they don't teach to people. So yeah, I always had really bad sleep. I would go to bed really late, on the weekends. I would wake up at random times, like 1 p.m. Really stupid schedule. I was always kind of tired, would wake up with the alarm. It was really bad. I would be like on my screen, I would watch YouTube, and then straight away I would just go to bed, or I would get to sleep while I was watching YouTube actually, or things like that. And I was actually depressed at the time, and it's really bad. And I also, like, I've been working out for like quite a long time now, and I never really made so much progress, and I realized it's because there's a big chance that it's because my sleep is fucked up. So now that I have good sleep habits, and I'm always improving on them, because you can just change like that. I think that literally sleep is a skill that you have to acquire, and it takes time. So I'm working on that, and now I've been making much more progress in the gym and in my life. I feel better than ever. So I'm gonna explain to you what are all the benefits of a good night of sleep. So if you're someone that goes to the gym and you want to make muscle, well, if you sleep very well, man, you're gonna make muscle so much faster. It's incredible, alright? You're gonna make muscle so fast. You're gonna look at yourself in the mirror one day and be like, oh shit. Also, if you want to have like good grades at school, well, sleep is gonna help you a lot with that. With your focus. When you're really tired, you don't have focus, and when you're really tired, you don't want to do the hard things. And when you had a good night of sleep, well, you're more likely to attack hard things actually, and do the things that you don't want to do, and you will do them with a big energy. Also, a good sleep hires it makes your testosterone higher for a guy. You will be really much more. You will feel much more testosterone, and testosterone makes you want to do hard things. So it's really nice too. And then there's so many benefits. If you're someone that struggles with food intake, well, if you have a good night of sleep, well, you're gonna be less likely to eat junk food, or just binge eat food. So sleep really helps you with that. It's all like hormonal stuff. I'm not gonna enter in the details, but I'm gonna speak about that later on in other videos, because sleep is really something that interests me, because it affects every single things in our lives. All right, sleep affects every single thing in life, you know, everything in us, in our mind, in our body, it affects everything. The better the sleep, the better you will feel, and the better you will have progress in everything that you want to have progress with, and you will be so much better and perform at a higher level if you have a good night of sleep. So straight away I'm gonna talk about the first habit. You have to sleep more than 8 hours a night, alright? Fuck 7 hours. It's like 7 hours is really not a lot, alright? Even 8 hours, like I'm telling you, you have to sleep like 8 hours every night. Even that, it's not a lot. Like it could be way more than that. If you sleep only 8 hours, there's a good chance that you're gonna wake up with the sound of the alarm. And waking up with the sound of the alarm is not a really good thing. You know, the best thing is to wake up naturally with the sun or the sound of birds, just naturally like that. It's the best thing. And also, there's a thing that we don't really speak about. It's the time that you pass in your bed. All right, like if you want to sleep 8 hours a night, when are you going to go to bed? When are you gonna go to bed? If you go to bed at like 9, you shouldn't wake up at like, let's say you shouldn't wake up at 5, you know, because if you go at bed, you go to bed at 9 and you wake up at 5 a.m., that's really bad for you. If you're a teenager, you know, just if you're a teenager and you wake up at 5, it's not good for you at all. All right, it's not good for you, because it's all with the circadian rhythm. You know, it's later for you, your circadian rhythm, so you're supposed to wake up later actually if you're a teenager, like 9 a.m., 8 a.m., 10 p.m., you know. So if you go to bed at 9 and you wake up at 5, you've been in your bed for 8 hours. And if you want to sleep for 8 hours, well, it's completely stupid because you don't get to sleep straight away, you know. So if you want 8 hours of sleep and you go to bed at 9, well, you should wake up at 6, right? Or even better, at 7. That's what I do. I go to bed at 9 and I wake up at 7. So I have 10 hours like in bed, because I don't want 8 hours of sleep. I want 9 hours of sleep. So I dedicate a lot of time in bed, and that's what you have to do. You have to spend more time in bed than the time that you actually want to sleep, like your sleep goal, right? Next habit is you gotta have a night routine. All right, we often speak about morning routine and things like that, and it's really good. It's really good. It's just that we don't really speak about night routine. You should have one too. And what you should do in a night routine is, you know, it's just a time to decompress, a time to relax, a time to slowly, you know, like wind down and get to sleep, you know, better. So me personally, I start my nighttime routine at 8, and what I do is like I meditate. You know, if you don't know how to meditate, I did videos. I will put the link in the description for these videos, for the video. And I meditate. You know, I stretch out. I read. You know, I watch YouTube videos. But you're not supposed to do that. All right, I'm gonna talk to you later on about why I'm watching YouTube videos before going to sleep, because it's not good, but I do it in a way that's okay. All right, I'm gonna explain that to you. So night routine is really important. All right, like dedicate like at least 30 minutes before going to bed to do something that's relaxing. Actually, it's really good advice. You should do something that's relaxing, and you know, no screen, no lights, and that's what you got to do. Next thing is about screens. So screens, you know, are bad, you know, and it's not screens that are bad for your sleep, it's the blue light in your screens, all right? So the best thing would be to just, you know, before going to bed in your nighttime routine, spend time with your family, your friends, you know, speak with them, chat with them a little bit before going to bed. It would really be the best thing, actually. Alright, excuse me for the pause. So yes, I was speaking about screens. So screens, you know, you should just get rid of screens before going to bed. But I told you that I was actually spending time on YouTube before going to bed, and it's only because, you know, I didn't say that screens are bad, but the blue light in the screens are bad. It really disrupts your sleep because it makes you think that it's like the day, you know, because it imitates the light of the sun, you know, the blue light. So that's why it's bad. And so what you gotta do is, if you're, let's say, you know, on an iPhone, there's the night shift mode, you know, that just kills the, it just erases the blue light in your screens. And there's options on that, like on computers and TVs and things like that. So if you want to stay on screens and you really have nothing else to do, well, but you can put this mode on. It's really good, actually, but really it's better to spend time with your family and your friends. Then the best, literally the best sleep habits, if the best sleep habit, if there's one habit that you should do, it's this one. It's hard. You won't, you can't really do that like every single day, you know, for sure, but it's a habit that you have to, when you can, do it. All right, it's simply to go to bed and to wake up at the same time every single day. All right, so I go to bed at 9, you know, my time starts at 8, and I wake up at 7, and I have my morning routine until 8. So literally, let's say my sleep time is from 8 to 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. And it's like that every single day, and I try to keep it like this every single day. And the only time that really it's disturbed, it's when I see my friends, you know. So it's okay, it's normal if it happens that once you don't do that, it's completely normal. But it's actually the healthiest habit that you can do, to go to bed and to wake up every single day. It's okay if once a time, you know, it's okay if sometimes you just don't do it, but as much as you can, do it as much as possible. And then during your night routine, something that's really important is simply to dim the lights. So I was speaking about screens, but there's also all the lights in your house, you know, the lights to just not be in the dark. Well, all these lights, you dim them a little bit if you can. The best advice would be to have candles, you know, just have candles around. It's the best thing because there's just no blue light in these, and it's the best way to like build up the adenosine. Is called the adenosine. Is like the sleep hormone. The more adenosine you have, the more sleepy you feel. And the last advice, an advice that I just learned recently that it was good, it's that you should use your bed for two things. All right, you should use your bed only to sleep or to fuck. All right, there's no other thing that you should use your bed for, only for these two things, to sleep and to fuck. So in your nighttime routine, even if you want to like chill in bed and read, you know, it's not that bad, but it's really, it just feels better to just, you know, do something like you're reading with your friends and your family, and you're feeling sleepy, and now you crave your bed. You literally crave your bed. You only want to go in your bed and go to sleep. And if you're, let's say, already in your bed, well, I personally think that it doesn't feel that good, you know, when I'm just in bed waiting to get to sleep with like a book or something. I prefer to be like at my desk and just like really be sleepy and just looking at my bed and waiting for the time that I should go to sleep. And that's just better. So you should really use your bed only when you go to sleep, or when you fuck, of course. So these were the 6 sleep habits that we don't really speak about. I hope that you learned some useful things. These habits really helped me recently, and they're really gonna help you to do a lot of things and accomplish your goals, crush everything in your life, right? Sleep is so much important. You don't even know. That's not the last video when I'm gonna talk about this.